Caroline Jones, and this is my song, Chasing Me.
I've never given anyone a chance in my heart. Mom always said it was a treasure to guard, and the man who's worthy of giving it to will stick around long enough to prove it to you. But now I'm the one who's losing my cool, and butterflies make me feel like a fool. Always been the one in control. That boy just got something in my soul. He's chasing me down every road like my heart is a map he can read. He's chasing me around every bend at the end. He's right there waiting for me. He's chasing me. He's chasing me, chasing me. And I hate to admit, but I like it a little bit. He's chasing me. He says I ain't getting away from him now. I am the woman he's been dreaming about. And he says it don't matter how long he has to wait. He'll sleep outside of my bedroom door in the pouring rain. Now I'm the one who's good to give in. I want his hands everywhere his eyes have been. Don't think I'm trying to escape anymore. Cause when I run, I turn around to be sure. He's chasing me down every road like my heart is a map he can read. He's chasing me, chasing me around every bend at the end. He's right there waiting for me. He's chasing me. Yeah, he's chasing me, chasing me. And I hate to admit, but I like it a little bit. He's chasing me. Yeah, he's catching up, and it might be love. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Oh, he's chasing me. Yeah, he's chasing me, chasing me down every road like my heart is a map he can read. He's chasing me, waiting for me. And I hate to admit, but I like it a little bit.
Hi guys, I'm Hannah Barnes. We are here in Nashville with Caroline Jones, who you just saw perform her song, Chasing Me. So Caroline, I have to ask you, I know you started out as an opera and jazz singer when you were younger. How did you transition into country music?
Well, I grew up being trained in opera and jazz vocally, and then I grew up listening to a lot of Motown and like the divas of the 90s my mom loved, like Mariah and Whitney and Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion. But it wasn't until I went to Nashville for the first time when I was 17 years old. I'd been writing songs since I was a little kid, but I hadn't previously realized that there was like a whole genre of music and community of people that was really centered around the craft of songwriting and that aspect of storytelling and authenticity that is so central to country music. And I hadn't grown up listening to country, so I really fell in love with it when I went to a show here, the Bluebird Cafe,
Wow.
which is like a legendary singer-songwriter venue. And that really awakened something in me. I felt like I found the missing piece of my artistry and went back and studied the history of country music and And so, yeah, I have a well-rounded like love for all types of music.
Definitely. So when you did your debut album, you produced that yourself. You played so many instruments. You wrote the songs. How was it to have that aspect, that so much control over what you put out?
Well, thank you. Yeah, Bare Feet is an album I put out last year. I co-produced it with Rick Wake, who's produced Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, all my childhood heroes. And I got to play a lot of the instruments, and I wrote all the songs by myself. I just feel like I have such an appreciation and a passion for so many different aspects of my craft: songwriting, instruments, obviously singing, performing, and producing. I just love production. I love arranging. I love the way that instruments and textures and sounds fit together to convey an emotion. So it's just something that I really love and something that I've been working on for years now and will be working on for the rest of my life. I just love all of those colors. It's kind of like being a painter, and the more colors that you have on your palette, like the more you can say in a painting, you know?
That's such a good analogy. I like that.
Thank you.
And so in 2018, you signed to Jimmy Buffett's label, and you guys did a duet together. How has it been working with him? He's obviously such a legend. I've
been really blessed to have great mentors take me under their wing. So it started with Zach Brown, who took me on my first big tour ever. And then I met Jimmy Buffett, and he became a great friend and mentor to me and a big supporter. I mean, he's given me so many opportunities to tour with him and the Eagles, to tour stadiums, Vince Gill, and then I just got off tour with Kenny Chesney. So Jimmy is a really special, very unique spirit. I mean, he's so playful, so creative. He inspires so many people with his message and his lifestyle brand. So I'm just really blessed to be able to look up to someone like him and then have him take me under his wing. And like you said, we've sung together. We have some more collaborations in the works. So I love Jimmy.
Yeah. And so you did just wrap up that tour with Kenny. With Kenny and Zach and Jimmy, how is it to perform to such like a big stadium full of people ahead of them?
Well, it's a big honor. It's super exciting to have a headliner like that trust you and want to introduce you and your music to their big audiences is a real honor, and it's something that I don't take lightly. It's something that I'm really appreciative of and I take really seriously, trying to win over those fans and giving them 100% of my heart and soul with every opportunity that I get. And like I said, the bonus is to be able to have mentors like that to look up to and who really go out of their way to set a good example for you and support you. It's just such a gift.
Mm-hmm. And touring with them, obviously you get to watch the show. So is there anything that you have kind of, picked up along the way from them?
Oh yeah. I mean, you learn so much, not even by what they say directly, but just by watching them, watching their fans, watching what it is that connects them to their fans, and it's so different for every artist. Yeah. Zach is very much almost like a jam band. I mean, they're very musically centered. We were talking about that
their shows are
before we started. Kenny is like the consummate entertainer, and he just has this positive, high energy show with his fans. He's running around, dancing around the entire time, and so is everyone else in the arena. And then Jimmy just has this very unique message that people are inspired by and people are uplifted by, and it gives people like a break from some of the mundane of their lives. It allows them to imagine and create in this tropical world that he's created. So I learned something from all of them, and it's definitely made me a better performer, better artist, better songwriter, everything.
Yeah. And so with your music, let's talk about Chasing Me. What was the inspiration behind that song?
So Chasing Me is like a very romantic kind of, I'm an old-fashioned kind of romantic at heart. And so Chasing Me is just about the kind of love and the kind of man that I would want, and that I feel like most women and most girls want to be chased and want to be pursued and want to feel worthy, and want to be made to feel special by a man and by romance. And I feel like everyone deserves that, especially women.
Right.
And so that song is just like an old-fashioned, hopeless romantic song. But it is from a strong perspective, and we got to kind of act it out in the video. So if you haven't seen the video, go look at it. It's very romantic.
I have. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
The scenery was like unreal. Where did you guys shoot that?
We shot in Big Sur, California, and Zion National Park in Utah. So they're two locations that literally like people dream of vacationing there, and we got to shoot a video there, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. It was so magical.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And then the song itself, it's kind of got that very pop country feel. How would you kind of describe your sound with all your influences?
Yeah, I would say pop country is such a kind of wide descriptor now, but that's the best thing I can come up with. I mean, I do have the heart of like a singer-songwriter. My lyrics tend to be poetic, and it's very much rooted in like the songwriting tradition of country and singer-songwriter, Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan, all that stuff. But I love modern production. I love electronic elements. I love modern pop production. Like, it inspires me. It gives me energy. I just love the way that those electronic sounds can make you feel, you know, and the way that they can ebb and flow in a production. So I like mixing, you know, banjo and dobro and acoustic guitars with more modern electronic sounds. It's really fun for me.
I'm right there with you. And I feel like that's kind of more accepted now, especially like Casey Musgrave's recent album, you know,
So
kind of
good.
combined both. And I feel like that's a similar thing to what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think just like an artist has a unique voice or a songwriter has unique lyric or melody style, like I look at production the same way. And it's just so refreshing when you hear a production like Casey Musgrave's album that just sounds so different and so beautiful and has such a sonic perspective. Like I really strive to do that in my music.
Yes. And so you are about to go on tour with Zac Brown again, yes?
Yeah, this will be my 3rd year with them.
Oh my gosh, that's
I know.
exciting. Does it feel, how do they change it up, you know?
Yeah,
Do you
well,
change it
they're
up
like
though?
kind of like family at this point, and I'm just so grateful for their community and the Zamily, their fans. I mean, that's what we do. Like I hope I'm touring in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, Jimmy's been touring for 50
That's
years,
crazy.
like half a century.
That's amazing.
But that's what we love. Like it, you know, if you love this enough and then you get to do it, it's like you find a way to make it fresh. You're always inspired. You're always, because this is what like we were born to do. This is what we love. So Zac is always inspired by music, and he has new influences as well in his new music, which is really wonderful to see. So yeah, we're also excited because we have a 50-minute show for the first time.
Oh, wow,
So
that's
we've been
awesome.
opening the past few years with like 20 or 25-minute shows on all our tours. So we have almost an hour set. So we really get to stretch out and
Awesome.
kick
So are
butt.
you doing any new music this year along with the tour?
Yes, we are. We'll have new music out at the end of the summer, early fall. And there's a bunch of new songs that I'm really excited about that we've been playing live. So I can't wait for people to hear the recorded versions.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Caroline.
Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate it.
Of course. And guys, for more on Caroline, check her out on social media at Caroline Jones. And then for more on your favorite country artists, check out popculture.com.